I would like to congratulate the Robe District Council and Mayor Peter Risley on becoming the first council in South Australia to declare themselves Gasfield and invasive mining free. Thank you so much, Peter, for all your work.
Today's event is history because you are the first communities in South Australia who are standing up to protect your water, your land, your health, and the existing industries by locking your gates, locking your roads, and protecting your region through the Lock the Gate movement to declare this area Gasfield free. So give yourselves a wonderful clap and applause.
Today's a milestone, and I'm fairly emotional today, so I'm not going to be very good at speaking because I just find this to be a very major milestone on where this group has taken this community. There's been an immense amount of work, and you should all feel extremely proud of yourselves. In identifying the issues, we're quite often faced with articles in the Kingston Leader and other newspapers across the southeast from mining executives and the companies that basically say what we are is a disjointed, irritant rabble that's pretty much ill-informed. But when I look out here, I can see my wife, my partner, I can see my neighbours, I can see very experienced professional farmers, there's doctors and medical people. Does that sound like a rabble? It sounds like very, very concerned citizens who have an immensely large knowledge base. So I think the mining companies are really misjudging who they are dealing with. The South Australian Demeter and government claim that South Australia is totally safe. Their practices are the best in the world. If they're so good, why aren't they selling that technology to the United States where they're crying out to try and get well integrity improved? Principally, that's because they use the same technologies. So we do have to be concerned.
It's not just a matter between the individual landholder and the mining company. There are other important stakeholders, the neighbours, the general community, and these people should also have a say over what happens in their community. And many of you who were on the steps of Parliament a month or two back, and you would have seen people from York Peninsula and people from Eyre Peninsula. They're fighting very similar battles to you, basically trying to get a fair go, trying to get more balance in the debate between essential food-growing industries and what is often very short-term profit-making mining proposals.
We need policies in government that will protect agricultural land from invasive mining.
The one on York's, it's a 15-year mine, and it's going to remove from production thousands of hectares of land forever. Now, do the sums. It just doesn't make sense.
This is the fact that I can't unknow. This is the fact that I am so clear about, and that is that any species that destroys its environment, any species that befouls its nest, is doomed. It just is counterproductive, and that's why you're all out here today, because you know that instinctively. And so when I look out on all of you, I see a really strong community prepared to take leadership. And it's wonderful. It's just wonderful. Give yourselves a clap. It's just great. Good on you. And that's why I felt when I knew this was happening, I wanted to come down and stand with you and support you. That it's only people power that will actually win this one. It's by you people saying, this is the line, you can go so far and no further, we're going to stand up for this now. So as politicians, we will support you in that, but don't rely on the old parties, don't rely on governments, don't just hear what they say, look at what they do. Get people in who will support you, and you can win this as a community. You can win this, and you will be leaders for the other people who are facing this throughout Australia. I can just see this growing and moving and changing, and you getting your message out, because you're standing with people across Australia. I know that in what you're doing, and just take away this message. What you are standing up for is right. Thank you very much.
Community engagement and working together is how we can protect our limestone coast. It's basically declaring our community gas field free, but it doesn't stop there. It's about working together, engaging and working with your alliance, helping your community and your neighbours towards this grassroots democracy process.
By now, many Southeast people have become educated on the problems of unconventional gas and are aware that we are facing serious problems and real issues, not some sort of unfounded activist hype. It is so pleasing to see such a large crowd here today, and thank you so much for coming. To date, there are over 3,500 lock the gate signs up on people's gates around the southeast. Today, through this ceremony, we have upped the ante in sending a clear message to our state and federal politicians that we will not tolerate the sacrifice of our precious areas. If our government continues to refuse to listen to us, then I believe that we need to consider asking for the resignation of Mr. Kutsin-Tonis from Parliament, as I believe he is not acting in the best interest for the southeast or for the whole of the state. After all, Parliament is for the people, and I don't see this happening.